Good afternoon. This devotional is being recorded for Friday, June 14th, 2024. Jesus has gone off by himself to pray. He asked his disciples to keep watch with him while he prayed. He was distressed and troubled and asked his Father to remove the turmoil, but agreed that the will of the Father was more important than his own desires. And after he finishes praying, he's got to come back and deal with failure on the disciples' part. He'd taken Peter, James, and John along with him and asked them to keep watch while he prayed. And in Mark chapter 14, verses 37 to 40, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, we see what happens. He returned and found the disciples asleep. He said to Peter, "Simon, are you asleep? Couldn't you watch with me even 1 hour? Keep watch and pray so that you'll not give in to temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak." Then Jesus left them again and prayed the same prayer as before. When he returned to them again, he found them sleeping, for they could not keep their eyes open, and they didn't know what to say. The disciples fell asleep. They were instructed to keep watch and pray, and yet they nodded off. He just asked for an hour. Can you pray for an hour? Boy, if our prayers at church go over 2 or 3 minutes, folks get all agitated and excited and upset. Praying for an hour. Couldn't you keep watch just 1 hour? It takes about 30 seconds to read the verses of his prayer, but it took him an hour to talk it over with the Father. Praying for an hour. He just asked for an hour. He told them to keep watch. That means to be alert and aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't just ignore everything and go to sleep. Then he made a statement that their spirit was willing, but their flesh was weak. They had the desire, but not the stamina. It takes both to pray solidly, the physical stamina as well as the mental and spiritual will to spend time alone with God. So Jesus goes to repeat the prayer. You know, sometimes it's good to repeat your prayers. Sometimes it's good to keep praying until God answers. It's not like we think God forgot, but we just need to work it through again. And so Jesus goes and repeats the prayer. It probably took at least another hour. And he comes back and finds them asleep again. And I kind of think this time they're not just nodding off. I think they're snoring. When he most needed their support, the disciples were not up to the task. They failed him. But he used them anyway. Just a few weeks later, Peter, preaching marvelous power on the day of Pentecost. But this night, he failed Jesus. We may fail. We may think we're a failure at a lot of things. We may fail. But failure is temporary. We need to get up and go after it again. We need to keep going and not let failure hold us back. Too often failure takes our mind over and we think we are a failure, when that's not the case. The case is we failed. We need to try again. We need to keep after it. We need to have persistence and keep trying. The disciples failed him, but they went on and did marvelous actions for God later. We may fail at one point, but we get forgiveness from God and we keep moving. May you not let failure write its story all over your life. May you recognize that failure is temporary and get up and go again. God bless you.